Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. This is Coach KJ, and I'm here with my man, my dude, the Doc.
And this is where we will be discussing the exceptional that is absolutely attainable. My friends, here's to living that extraordinary life.
Cheers.
All right, all right, all right.
It is another day of Sipping on Excellence.
Welcome, y'all, to another episode. Dr. Lionel Hunt here, known as Doc, and always with me is Coach KJ. Kenneth Johnson.
Kenneth, for those that can enunciate their words. Right. Kills me.
Oh,
it is amazing.
People can't talk.
They cannot.
For the life of me, they can't.
The laziest of tongues.
It's crazy, right?
The laziest of tongues. It drives me nuts, too.
Man.
You know it drives me nuts when people mispronounce your name. And like, if you're not around,
yeah,
they say, how's Lionel? I'm like, no.
And you immediately know, oh, they don't know him.
No.
Y'all ain't homies.
No.
Bet your name ain't even in his phone. Oh, shit.
Y'all ain't communicating.
It's funny, though.
I know.
It's funny. It's a funny one. Sip Boyz are back at it again, man. We got
you like that, huh?
I
Sip
like that.
Boyz, yeah.
You know?
That's what I do.
We ain't sipping on camera no more for y'all. We just getting straight at it.
Yes.
We're hoping that you guys are actually sitting down, grabbing something cool to sip on while we throw this, we want to call it knowledge at you, but just opinions.
Just thoughts.
Just two grown-ass men with life experience.
Experiences, yeah.
I did a post this weekend, yesterday, and one of the statements I said was that with age comes wisdom. With experience comes understanding. Mm-hmm. That's how we start to understand life, and that's how this whole podcast started, because we ain't old, but we ain't young. And in the short amount of time we've been on this planet, we've both been through some shit. Just
yeah.
Work, personal,
let alone
everything.
Just in the last 5 years.
Yeah, we've been through the highs and the lows, and we've understood life. Mm-hmm. And so the idea was to be able to share it with all of you guys, man. And so we've hit that over 100 mark. What are we, 102 now?
Yeah.
Damn. Y'all been in our mug for over 100 weeks.
That's a lot of talking.
But the thing is, because of the way that life is, there should never be a shortage of conversation.
No.
But I think people don't talk, and that's the problem.
People don't talk because people don't want to think.
Or should I say, people talk, they just don't communicate.
Right.
And
they're never sharing. They're talking at either giving an opinion or they're giving their opinion.
Or they're playing games.
There you go.
And I think let's talk about that, because we were wondering kind of what we wanted to bring at y'all today, and kind of decided that this is probably a good time to discuss the games people play.
Isn't there a song? There's a song for everything.
That's right. I'm not wrapping my head around which one you're talking about.
It's an old song. Are we just standing here in this lonely place?
No idea what he's singing. It must be it's old. But yeah, man, it's number one, like we were talking earlier, is that, like, let's just start with something that everybody has a problem with. Mm-hmm. Fucking Apple. Is it a game that they play with us that every time it's time for an upgrade of your phone, your battery stops working?
Or the phone doesn't charge fully, or it gets hot.
Yeah, it just stops working.
It stops functioning. It's like the software is like overloading the system.
It's like timed at, 3 years and you're done.
Yeah, but it's not even that. Like what we've been going through is the It's the accessory products.
Yeah, if you don't buy theirs, you can't buy a universal.
Yeah.
It's got to be universally Apple.
Yeah.
Or it's just, is it a game they're playing with people at large to boost the economic growth of Apple Inc.?
Real talk.
But yeah, I digress. This isn't about.
It's not about.
It's
Apple.
not about Apple. It's just, again, the games people play. And the conversation was sparked. I don't know if you guys saw a post I did recently about something simple like sex on the first date.
Yes.
And if you didn't see that post, it's still up on my IG. Go take a look at it, because it's really not. The point of the post was not about should you have sex on the first date. The point of the post was, how do you communicate your wants and expectations?
Yes. Yours, not the others. Yours.
Exactly. And for some reason, men and women, we go through life and it's playing games with one another. Mm-hmm. Think about the dating game, and it hasn't changed much when who's got to call who first,
How many days?
The 3-day rule.
Right.
Everybody's got these fucking rules
right.
about when you should do something. Oh, if I call her or I text her and she doesn't text me back for a day, I'm supposed to match her energy and wait a day to text her back.
Right.
Or else, if I text her when I see the message, then it makes me look too eager. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that all about?
It's BS. That's what it is. It's people have these thoughts, feelings, and opinions that I always say that are given to them and have been passed along, and they think they work, but they don't know what works. They're not available for what works because they're so busy caught into the rules of what they think should work, and they miss out on the opportunity to actually really connect with someone. They miss out on the opportunity to get smash, or
for example,
or just connect.
I saw this post this woman made the other day, and it was to play off of our nice guy talk. And she was like, she's like, men don't want a nice woman. She's like, because a nice woman, after a while, gets boring to them. They say, oh, they want a woman to bring them peace, but a man doesn't want you to bring him peace, because then he gets bored with if everything's handled appropriately for him at home, if he's getting cooked for. And that's why he goes out and cheats, because he needs the excitement of chaos.
Sounds like she's speaking only from personal.
Right. And so her game that she was talking about was, no, you can be all those things, but every now and then you got to basically do some bullshit so he doesn't get bored. Turn up the chaos a little bit. Turn up the dysfunction a little bit. Do this a little bit just so he doesn't get bored and want to cheat. Did you ever think that maybe it's not boredom as to why he's cheating? It's because whoever he's cheating with is peaceful. There's chaos that you may not think it's chaos, but to him, he's not bored. He's just done with your shit.
He's frustrated.
Yeah, and so you're playing this game trying to get in the mind of the man instead of just asking the man, because you're going to assume he's going to lie because that's what you would do. Now, on the flip side, men, y'all ain't off the hook, because we play games for different reasons. We want to play games because, you know what, I want to smash. So how do I do it? How do I get this woman to like me, even though I know I don't want anything from her?
Right.
I want it to be strictly physical. I don't want a relationship, all this, but I know she's not going to want that with me, so I got to pretend.
Yeah. You know, it reminds me of that old saying, men use love to get sex and women use sex to get love.
Yeah. You know, and both is shitty.
Yeah.
You know, it's
because at the end of the day, at some point, he's going to want love and she's going to want sex. So, you know, What's the difference?
And the thing is, people always say who plays the most games or who's more strategic. I think women's games are more strategic.
Yeah, because they have a plan.
Men's games are their plan is very transparent. Mm-hmm. You know when a dude only wants you for sex.
Right.
You know, because what ends up happening, a dude who only wants you for sex only wants you around if he's having sex. Mm-hmm. Think about it. If all you want from somebody is to have sex with them, why are you going to want to hang out with them any other time? You're not going to say, hey, let's just go grab a movie, grab dinner, and I'm going to take you home and have a good night. You're strategically planning, okay, let me see her, and when I see her, is it going to be conducive? Mm-hmm. It won't be lunch dates. He's not taking you to get coffee. You're not meeting for a brunch. None of that shit. Unless he hasn't hit yet. Mm. And after he hits, if all he wanted you for was sex, he's immediately going to change. He's not going to talk to you. He's going to find reasons to not see you if that's all he's wanted. Now, legitimately, there may be people that are busy,
of course,
but he will still keep communication open even if there's no sex involved because he technically and realistically likes who you are as a person. If there's only sex involved, he's going to play the game till he gets the sex and then he's done. The game women play in that scenario is, I'm going to make him wait 3 months. Mm-hmm. Is it because that's just morally a time frame that you think is going to happen? What if you only see that dude twice in 3 months? Or some people say, I got the 5th date rule, or
right,
Steve Harvey, the 90-day rule, or whatever your rules are. Rules don't apply in relationships because everybody's different. Mm-hmm. It's my rule to never be the first to contact a man. I've heard that a lot. I'm not going to call him first. Why not? Don't you want to say hi? Don't you want him to know that you were thinking about it? Well, no, he hasn't called me, so I'm not going to call him. It's a game. Why is that a game? Why do we play this cat and mouse? Because you want to seem pursued, but a guy will pursue, but a guy will not chase. A real man won't chase because the chase is the connotation that you don't want to be caught.
Yeah, and chase typically is a nice guy. Typically?
Yeah, nice guy's going to chase you.
Yeah.
But that nice guy, when he catches you, got you, and then he's going to realize, I really didn't like her, and he's out. And now he's no longer a nice guy. He's considered an asshole because he was feeding your ego with all this stuff.
Right.
And then when your ego's no longer getting fed, or you feel the attention slipping away, oh, I'll sleep with him now. Or the games that women will play with a dude because, if you're a gold digger, we've had a podcast early on about gold diggers. And if you're that woman who just wants trinkets and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get a trinket, then you might as well tell that dude, hey, I'm not trying to be your boo. I just want that, that Kelly. Right. Yeah. And what do I got to do to get that Kelly? If you ask him outright, he might be like, fuck it, you want it? It's a couple bucks. Here, take it. But then get out my face.
Yeah.
If you're only with me because of what I can do for you, then say so. There's a whole list. I mean, hell, there's a website called sugardaddy.com where they don't mind spending money on you.
It's very, very clear.
But you don't know what a dude's willing to do for you by you just telling him.
And it's sad that it has to be a website in order for that transparency to happen.
Yeah.
When all you got to do is just have that transparency.
Right. All you got to do is talk.
Yeah.
You just got to say, hey, look, you know what? I don't want anything serious, but I just need somebody to help a sister out.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what people will do. I ain't that dude, but you'd be surprised what people will do. Just like men. If you say, you know what? I'm not interested. I just want this to be a purely physical relationship. I come to town.
Just be very clear.
We hook up, and in exchange, you know what? I'll make sure that you're living good. You don't want anything from me. You getting what you want. I'm getting what I want. Mm-hmm. It becomes transactional at that point.
Yeah.
And that's all it really is. It's just neither party knows it's transactional because they don't talk about it. You know?
But I just don't get it. Why don't people just talk? Just talk.
They're afraid. You know why? A guy is afraid to say, you know what? I don't really want anything from this, but I think you're cool. We can hang out from time to time, whatever. Because he's thinking, this woman, she probably wants more from me. He didn't ask her. He just said, she probably wants more from me. So I'm just going to do what it takes to get what I want. I'm going to do the dance until I get what I want. And she may be over there thinking, I don't really want a relationship, but I don't want him to think I'm a hoe just because I just want to, physically, I just need to get my shit off.
Yeah. Do you think that changes as we get older, though?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I
think life experience makes us change the way that we approach the opposite sex.
Because a lot of older women tend to be a lot more direct with their thoughts, feelings, what they want. They're like, I just hit it and split.
Because they don't, because you know why? Because they've played all the games. Yeah. And it hasn't gotten them anywhere. Yeah. The ones that are still playing games, they're now playing games with older dudes who see through the games. Just like older men can't run that same game on women that are older.
Because they are not fast.
Because women see that like, motherfucker, I see you coming a mile away. Yeah. So these older dudes can run game on a 20-year-old because she hasn't played enough games yet to know the rules of the game.
But everybody plays games.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody plays games. I mean, married folks play games.
And do you ever see a time in your marriage where it becomes a necessity to play games?
I don't know if I see it as a necessity. I think because I've been married twice. Yeah. Or I'm married twice, however you want to say it. The second time around, it's just like, let's be clear. Let's, sometimes, we have the battles, we have the initial battles and the games, and this is what I expect, or, this is what she's expecting from me. And I don't even know, the lack of exchange of information. But, as time goes on and we become more clear, we realize the fastest way to it is to go through it and just to get it out and share, get it out, let's go. And the joy has been a lot better because we're not trying to dance around each other.
Right.
We're not trying to, if I do this dance, he'll come in and he'll start, doing these things I want him to do. Or, if I give him sex or if I, make him dinner, he'll start feeling a certain way about me.
Or if he's not acting the way I want, I'm going to withhold sex.
Right.
Or I'm going to be mad, so I'm not going to see him. And this happens marriage or not. Yeah. I'm going to, you know what? He's not acting the way that I want him to, so I'm going to do this or withhold that or act differently. Men, same thing. If, okay, a woman's not responding to this, I got to step this up a little bit or be a certain way because I think this is what she wants as opposed to that being the way that I am. Mm-hmm. And that's a game. It's not being your true, playing games is not being your true self and not stating your intentions. Right. I think it starts with that. Now, intentions can change based on the individual. I may meet somebody and you know what? It's all about, I see you across the room. I don't look at you and say, damn, she looks like she would be a really good chess player. I don't look across the room and say, I like music. I bet she looks like she could sing. No, I look at her and say, she's hot. It's superficial as shit.
Stage one.
She's first hot. Thing, and if you ever heard dudes talk, you're not privy to this, but dudes would be like, yeah, I'd hit that. That's just because that's all we know about you.
Right.
Now, What changes is what comes next. I meet you, and it either goes from I'd hit that and hang out with her, or she's hot, so I'd probably hit. But if she's crazy or not smart or just looks like she's going to be a pain in the ass, I don't care how hot you are, I'm not even trying to hit.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 stages, but it all starts with, am I attracted to you physically? I don't look at her and be like, oh, she looks like she might be smart. Any dude that says that's not the first thing he notices is lying.
100%.
Lying his ass off.
100%.
But yet dude's like, no, you walked by and I just sensed your energy. You didn't sense shit. You saw them fucking Louboutins on her feet and them calves popping out. That's what you saw.
I mean, me as a married man, when we first met, I was like, okay. My boy said, now, when a friend tells you, a dude that you trust, especially a dude, I don't really trust women when they say somebody's hot. When a dude says, yeah, you want to see that.
When a woman tells me my girlfriend's cute, I'm skeptical.
I am as well.
Like, being a single dude, everybody's got a girlfriend, somebody they want to introduce me to, right? First of all, if the first thing they say, dude, she's so nice, she ain't hot.
She's such a sweetheart.
Right. That's not, especially if you know men, that's not the first thing you want to tell a dude. Because as soon as you say she's such a sweetheart, you're like, dude, is she hot? Because we have to be attracted to you. Yeah. But if my girlfriend's like, dude, she's beautiful, and I take it as, okay, she's probably attractive. But if my boy's like, dude, this has happened. Married couple. She says, I think Lay should meet X. My boy is like, nah. Just like that. And he's like, why? She's like, why? She's hot. He looks at me, he's like, and I'm like, I'm going with him. Happened. Yeah. It's happened a few times.
I mean, so I go to a dinner party. The group of friends that we were all hanging around with. I go to a dinner party. She wasn't there. Her girlfriend says, oh, you need to meet my girl Kenyatta. She's really cute and, she's smart and this and that. And I was like, okay. And then I looked at Chris. Chris said, yeah, you want to meet her.
And he didn't have to say anything else.
And that was it.
Why?
And
because we think alike.
Exactly. So guess what? I went to the next dinner party. She happened to come. We hit it off. We married now. We hit it off.
But it wasn't because the girlfriend said she's cute and nice and all. That helps that another woman's like, dude, she's cool people.
Yeah.
Because women tend to not like each other.
Right.
Where's the lie? But when a dude is like, yeah, man, you gonna want, and he didn't have to say she's hot, she's got this, she's got that.
He said you gonna want to
meet this one. Done.
Not meet her.
This one.
You want this one. Oh, you want to meet this one. I said, okay, cool.
Because that automatically, ladies, I'm going to put y'all up on game. That statement automatically puts her in the upper echelon of, oh, dog, you got to meet her. She's cool. To, you want to meet this one? Meaning she's in this league with these. Whatever these is for him. Mm-hmm. His boy knows this is what he likes, and you're going to want to meet this one. Like, you may have went one before, but you definitely going to want to meet this one.
Yeah. That's we do that. There can only be one Highlander. We're very spot on. And we know each other.
And too. It's not a game with us. It's and
that which says we don't play games with each other.
No. But here's the crazy part. When women try to introduce me, women are always going to look out for their single girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because many times, they were like, hey, I want you to meet so-and-so. Really? Thank God for social media now. Pull up her social. Who is she?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a picture. Okay, no, I'm good. Why? Because I know physically not what I like.
Yeah.
But she could be so good for you. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
that's okay.
Guess what? Even if you pull up her social, it says a lot about her because of the way she posts or how she posts and everything.
Not even that.
So
I'm like, show me one picture. I don't want to see her social.
Okay.
Show me one picture.
Okay. I got you.
And
I feel you on that one.
It's just whether it's a look or whatever it is I'm getting, I'm good.
Yeah.
There's been times I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, sure. I'm like, how about this? Next time we all hang out, bring her around. Don't tell her shit. Just bring her around.
Yeah. But guys do not play games with each other.
Now, say Coach is doing that with me. If he's like, nah, dog, no questions got to be asked. Or if he's like, yeah, you might want to meet this one, different story.
Yeah.
He's not saying, oh, this is your Mrs. Right. He's just saying, you're going to want to meet this one.
Yeah.
And then you'll make your decision from there. He's not telling me who I should date. He's just like, I know you. You might want to meet her.
Also, men don't play the game of the setup game.
No, at all.
We do not like to set our
dog. I'm gonna put you in the same room as her. You do what you do.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want that coming back on me.
No, you told me that. Nope.
Women love to play the game. I'm gonna set my friends up, and they're in the search. They're looking for the next guy, and they'll look for 2 to 3 guys. So you are not the only one.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you. I told you this story. My sister-in-law tried to do this shit with me once. When we first moved to LA, she tried to hook me up with one of her girlfriends that she met when she came out here, and I was like, D. As soon as I met her, I was like, D, she's crazy. And not just how men, but she knows what I was talking about. I'm like, we all hung out. It was cool. We all went bowling, did all this stuff. It was cool. Mm-hmm. But I told her, I was like, something wrong with her. Mm-hmm. She's cute. Something wrong with her.
There's a chemical imbalance going on somewhere.
And her and I never went out. Mm-hmm. Fast forward a few months, she comes to me, she's like, oh, you were right. I'm like, I know. I'm like, at the time I was what, 30, 32, something like that. And I was like, at that point, I was like, I'm too old for that shit. I was like, I see it a mile away, and I know this is going to be a headache.
Yeah. But
it took me hanging out that first time. I was like, oh, she's an attractive girl. Yeah, bring her along. Boom. Within half an hour, I was like, nah, this ain't going to work. Right? But it would have been a game if I would have been like, oh, I know this ain't going to work. I ain't telling my sister-in-law. I'm just going to play the game and see how far I can get tonight, or maybe, within the next couple of weeks. I know she's crazy, but she's hot. That's a game.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, I mean, when we're late teens, early 20s as dudes, we will say whatever to whomever to get whatever. And
all the time. All the time.
I only had one rule. My one rule was I will never say I love you unless I do. Oh, I love you, girl. Nah, I don't take those 3 words lightly, so I'm not saying that to you. I know dudes that are throwing that shit out left and right just to.
That is not a lighthearted word. No.
People take that shit seriously.
No, that's a paid for word.
That's how you get sugar in your gas tank. That's how you get your windows bust.
and you get that.
That's how you get your clothes set on fire.
And you get that without ever saying that word. So let alone, nah.
You don't go there. Nah. It's just, and I always say, if you're playing games with people, it eventually comes back at you, and it ain't nothing nice.
Karma's a bitch.
It
will always bite you.
I try not to play games. Now, when it comes to, and I say this to people all the time, when it comes to the professional world, when it comes to working, and when it comes to dealing with people in general, you got to know how to play chess. You got to have a strategy with how you move, because they're having a strategy with how they move with you. Mm-hmm. And so it's not necessarily a game, but you got to know how to think 4 and 5 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. And so you don't want to be playing checkers while they're playing chess.
Right.
And you're getting smashed left and right, not even knowing it. And so when it comes to my professional life, I'm 100% always playing chess, because I'm always thinking about the next move, but I'm always thinking about your next 5 moves.
Right.
Because how am I going to meet you where you're at if you're ahead of me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
But also think about, like, you work for yourself. Think about people that work in a company working under their subordinate. They have to be able to play the game, especially with a manager.
Yes.
With management. A lot of times, especially these days, and everybody's working from home, managers don't know how to do their job as a manager, but they will use you and overly utilize you to do whatever it is that they need. So you have to learn how to play the game to facilitate them to think they're doing their job or feeling okay about themselves without attacking them or getting upset.
Oh, for sure.
You have to stay ahead.
We all have to know how to play this game of life, for one.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with people that you want something from,
yes,
you have to, whether it be a paycheck, whether it be emotional support, sex, love, whatever it is, when you're dealing with people that you want or need something from, you have to be able to play this game of life to a point where it benefits you, but also benefits them. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's going to benefit you more than them. Other times it's going to benefit them more than you. You going to work every day, a lot of times it's benefiting that person who you're working for more than it benefits you.
Especially if you're working for someone.
Right, but you're playing this game, even though you may not be the happiest today, I'm playing this game and putting on a face so that way my bills get paid and maybe I may get a leg up in this game.
Right. I'm in the consideration of that next step up.
Yeah. Instead of being a pawn, I'm now a rook. I get to move, and so it's learning how to play games that are beneficial rather than hurtful. Mm-hmm. Having a certain amount of gamesmanship early on in a relationship is a must because you're feeling each other out without playing your entire hand. Once you realized this is my person, then you can sort of let the guard down and you can start showing them your hand because now the two of you have to have gamesmanship with the world.
With the world, right.
Your
game is different now.
Yes. You are now partners like my brother and his wife when they play Monopoly. Don't ever play Monopoly with them, man. They will team up on your ass so quick.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Be just giving each other properties because it benefits. Yeah, man. So that's what I mean. It's instead of them playing against each other like everybody else, they secretly are. But it's that gamesmanship that they have with the rest of the world. And that's necessary for the unit to grow. But I think one-on-one, early on, it's a game being played between two individuals because neither one wants to give the other the upper hand. Mm-hmm. And instead of just communicating along the way and stating intentions along the way, they're withholding them even when intentions change.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to tell her now that I'm into her because I don't want her to think I'm a simp. So don't say, hey, I'm into you.
Show her ways that you're into her.
Say that shit again.
Show her ways that you are into her.
Let her feel that you appreciate her.
Yeah.
Without, on the third date, going out and buying her an engagement ring. It's like, come on, man. And women, don't be afraid to show a dude that you're into him because you're unsure of how he feels. Mm-hmm. He may think he's showing you that he's digging you because that's what we do. We got this tough exterior. That's the guy you say you want, the guy that's got the tough exterior. Mm-hmm. You don't want him vulnerable day one. So he's playing this game like I got to hold it tight to the chest until we get a little bit down the road. And then I show you a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But if he feels like he's not chipping through your wall at all, because you have behind that wall, you're like, dude, I'm so into this guy, but I can't let him know. I can't let him know. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Because you do it too long.
Right. He's going to be like, she's not interested. I'm out.
Yeah. Either that or he's going to take whatever he can get in that moment while he's out.
Or he's going to be like, okay, you know what? like we were saying earlier, if he's only interested in a physical relationship and you're making him wait, he's out there spreading his seed while he's waiting for you. And then once he gets you and that notch in his belt, you're gone. Mm-hmm. If he likes you and he's not sure if it's being reciprocated, like he's not sure if it's mutual, he's not going to put his full effort into obtaining you.
No.
Because he doesn't think you want him. So he's going to be over here still dating because he's like, she doesn't like me the way that I like her. She's not into me the way I'm into her. But since I'm unsure, I'm going to keep this roster over here until she opens up and lets me know, dude, it's about you.
Yeah.
And then what he'll quickly do is he'll start spending more and more time with you.
And
less and less time with the roster until there is no roster, because his free time will be free for you.
Yeah.
If he's unsure, then he's splitting his free time with you and this chick and that chick, because he's still got physical needs.
Yeah. And then what happens on the flip is a lot of times women will play a roster, but they're waiting to see which one breaks. And so they keep playing and they keep...
Because they have their eye on the best candidate. And I saw somebody say this the other day.
Yeah.
If it's somebody they think is who they want, like, I want that dude right there, he's husband material, so that's the guy I am not going to sleep with. I slept with all these dudes on the first night because I just think that was just sex. But I really like this guy,
so I'm going
to hold out. I'm going to tell you, from a man standpoint, that's the dumbest shit ever. And the reason why is because you like me and because you're into me, you want to hold out, but people who you don't even like can smash it anytime. Make that make sense.
I cannot.
And the reason why is because, like I said in my post, you're trying to get into the psyche, the mindset of a man. From a woman's point of view, you can't do that. When we sleep with you has nothing to do with if we want a relationship with you.
Right.
I'm going to say this one more time. When we sleep with you, day 1 or day 50 has nothing to do with if we're going to want a relationship with you.
This is correct.
It has everything to do with how you are as a person.
I mean, I can tell you
the sex is just a bonus.
Yeah, I can tell about people from my past. I wanted a relationship. I wanted to date them. Just didn't work out. So I moved on. You know, I was like, okay, I'm only going to give so much because she's not reciprocating. She's not giving me feedback. You know, the calls, the contact, the hanging out. It's just like, okay, it's every Tuesday and every other Thursday. You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah.
And it gets weird when you make it weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh my God, he didn't call me by 10 o'clock the next day.
Right.
Okay. Did you tell him, hey, I expect to be called first thing in the morning? Or should a guy just know, after I sleep with you, I'm supposed to call you first thing in the morning? How about this? If you want to talk to me first thing in the morning, call me. Now, if you call me and I dodge your calls, then you know I'm not interested. And that's some F-boy shit. You know, I'll say that outright.
Yeah.
You know, but I just met you. Are you supposed to be the first thing on my brain in the morning? Maybe you're not. You're not there yet. Just because I slept with you doesn't mean that you're in my thought.
Yeah.
First thing.
Yeah.
That takes time. We don't equate sex with emotional responses. We separate the two, especially when we don't know you. Mm-hmm. We're not you. You know?
Which is funny because when we are in a relationship and things are getting a little funky, or especially if you're married or whatever, the time when things start getting a little weird, when they start going a little haywire, we are so attached to that relationship that we have a hard time when the relationship is over or it's breaking up or it's dismantling or whatever it is, because we're always, especially as men, because we're very linear. We're seeking levels of success even in our relationships. The progress, where are we going with this? Okay, it's a struggle. I don't know what's going on. Like what we talked about in the last podcast, we'll stay in it.
Yeah.
Until something happens of good, because we're like trying to find that pony in a pile of shit.
And I think it boils down to sort of age and generational as well, because I remember when I was younger, if a woman was too into me early on, I'd be like, why is she so into me so soon? And it took my mom telling me this one day. I think I was in college or maybe I was in medical school. And she was like, why wouldn't she be? She's like, why are you faulting a woman for being into you, like really liking you? She just likes you more than you like her at the moment.
Yeah.
Why is that a bad thing? And so you're holding it against her when you're a good catch. So I flip it on women when women say, oh, he's too into me, too soon. Are you selling yourself short? Because no man should be into you this quickly. Why? Because you want a man who's going to play the game with you a little bit, make you think he doesn't like you, like we talked about before, how a friend of mine was like, I like dudes who don't show that they like me. Mm. What kind of game shit is that? He likes you, but he can't show you, because if he shows you he likes you, then he's a simp. And does that change for women as they get older? It should. I know for me, as I've gotten older and more experienced in life and with dealing with the opposite sex, if you like me a lot, that's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing if I walk outside and I see you sitting outside my house, stalking. That's not cool. But you telling me you like me, hey, I want to see you. You let me know when you have time. I really want to see you. In my past, 20 years ago, I used to be like, dude, relax. I just met you. Now I'm like, I get it. Women are on a different time set, different mind frame than men, mindset than men. Right. And it's one of those things where they see something they like, they want it, they go after it. Men will see something like they want it, but if they go after it too hard, then either one, it's inappropriate, or two, they're a simp. So they have to play that game and juggle, like, I really like her, but I can't let her know I really like her. I just saw her yesterday, but if I call her today and say, hey, I want to see you again, it's too soon. I got to wait 3 days, and then maybe next week we can get together, even though I want to see her today. Yeah. Or she's on my mind. If I text her and be like, hey, I was thinking about you, how's your day? And I just spoke to you yesterday, then I'm a simp because I shouldn't be reaching out every day.
That's crazy.
It's a game that's so silly and stupid.
It's crazy because it's like you want there to be a level of transparency. You want there to be some clear intentions, but at the same time, you have to kind of play a game to get to that point. It's like it goes back and forth.
Yeah. And ladies, I'm gonna tell you, this is coming from a real place. If you like a dude and you call him and you reach out to him and you make it known and you call him the next day, I was thinking about you today, hope you're having a good day. I promise you, any real dude, any real man that looks at his phone and sees that message, he's not thinking, oh, she's a bugaboo. He's thinking, damn, it's cool that she likes me. Mm-hmm. If he does not like you, then he will ignore it. If he likes you, he's answering that text. Hey, thank you. Hope you're having a great day too. Let's connect later. Whatever it may be. If he doesn't like you, he's just going to blow it off because he doesn't like you. And then you're a nuisance. Right. But you already know he's attracted to you.
Yeah.
And men aren't sure a lot of times if the woman's attracted to him because they don't make it known. But I always tell dudes, I'm like, look, once she said yes, it got this shit from Hitch. Once she said yes, you've won. Because a woman doesn't want you in her presence unless she wants something from you. Mm-hmm. Time, love, money, whatever it is she wants from you, she wants something from you. So you've already won. It's just, like he said, it's your job not to fuck it up.
Don't drop the ball.
And women, I'm going to tell you the same thing. If the dude is into you, he's already made it known. You guys have that woman's intuition. You know it. So if he's not into you, you're also going to know that. Don't try to get into his headset. Just ask him, hey, dude, I'm digging you. What's up? If you ask him what's up and he's kind of like, feels uncomfortable, then he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, don't ask this question. So, what are we doing? Where are we going? What does this mean? Don't ask that. Because men will think they're getting backed into a corner.
Yes.
Let the natural progression of the relationship happen. Don't try to get there before he's ready. And men, don't try to pretend that you're at a certain stage when you're not ready. That's a game.
Yeah.
If somebody tries to force your hand, pump the brakes and be like, hey, look, don't get the wrong impression. I like you, but let me see where this is going.
Yes.
Don't just be like, all right, cool. Yeah, it's me and you, babe. And then you got a roster of 10 on the side. That ain't going to work because everybody is going to.
Cool.
No, it ain't cool. Everybody's going to know that shit. So if you're playing it cool, let her know you're playing it cool because you're trying to feel her out. You're trying to figure out what you want. And if you don't know what you want and she knows exactly what she wants, either she can wait around for you to figure it out or she can move on to the next dude because clearly you ain't it.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I just thinking about when my wife and I got together after our divorce. I was just like, yeah, I'm never getting married again. Like I said in previous episodes, I was just like, I got to a point where I was like, yeah, no, I ain't losing this one. No, I want to hold this one down.
Yeah.
No, this is it. But I knew. I was very clear. I never voiced it. I let the natural progression of the relationship continue, but I was just like, yep, nope.
A man's intentions can change. Or should I say, the priority of a man's intentions can change.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you should always want your dude to want to sleep with you.
Yeah.
Whether that's the first thing and the only thing, or it's just one of many things he wants from you. So his intent in the beginning is I want to meet her. She's hot. She's attractive. I want to get her number. I want to take her on a date.
Yeah.
The first is I want to have a conversation. Those are the intentions. Then I want to take her on a date. Then at that point, but why did he want to do those things at first? Because he was attracted to you. He's taking you on a date now because he's attracted to you and he wants to see if he wants to get to know you.
Yeah.
If that first date goes to shit and he's not interested, he may be like, I'm going to try real hard to smash tonight because I'm probably not going to see her tomorrow. And so he will push that issue of, you want to come up? You want to come up for a drink? You want to do this? Let's stay out. Or he'll keep trying to go to the next spot.
It reminded me of that post that you sent to me where the guy was like, hey, can I come in? Can I come in? And she was like, no. And then when she was like, well, you trying to smash? Well, that's all you had to say.
Come on in.
Come on.
But he's playing the game.
Yeah.
And so
he's dragging it out.
Yeah. And so a guy who either wants nothing from you or who wants more than just sex from you will make a plan to see you again. Or you won't hear from him after that first night. So a guy who wants nothing from you, whether he sleeps with you or not, he's done. A guy who wants to see you again is either going to want to see you again because he wants to have sex with you or because he wants to get to know you. And the guy who wants to see you again because he wants to have sex with you, over time, you may turn into that woman he wants to get to know because as he's getting to know you, he's like, oh shit, I want to have sex with her and I want to get to know her.
Right. Yeah. So sex has no bearing on the possibility of connecting.
Has nothing to do with whether...
Absolutely.
His want to have sex with you has nothing to do with his want to get to know you. Has nothing to do with one another.
Yeah. And the older you get, it has nothing to do with sex at all.
Nah, because the older we get, we understand the ramifications of it not going well. Because if we that one post I sent you about the girl was like, babe, why do you love me? How did you know you love me? Remember this one? How did you know you love me? He's like, you don't want that answer because we might break up. And then he finally was like, you want to know how I knew I loved you? Because when we had sex, it was trash. And I stayed anyway. And so that right there, if you have sex with a dude on the first night and it's terrible and he still calls you, you know the sex had nothing to do with it.
Right.
If you had sex on the first night and the sex was phenomenal and he doesn't call you, then him liking you has nothing to do with the sex either. Right. So if he calls you the next day, sex has nothing to do with the reason why he's calling.
Right.
Period.
There's nothing else to be said.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So I just gave you guys the playbook, or at least part of it.
Yeah.
And the playbook is stop playing games.
Stop playing games.
You can have gamesmanship with understanding life, but you don't have to play games. I mean, it's dumb to have to say that as grown ass adults, but if you state intentions and you communicate, and it's okay if you don't know what your intentions are. Right. It's okay to say, I'm not sure, but at least that person can make an informed decision.
Yeah. And your intentions can change.
What do you think you want? I don't know. I just like you right now. Let's just hang out.
Right.
And we'll see where things go.
And the intentions might change.
One way or the other. I may think I like you and then I don't. Or I'm like, I'm lukewarm and then you turn out to be cool as shit. I'm like, all right, she's not only hot, but she's cool.
Yeah.
My intentions have changed. I no longer just want sex from you. I now want to actually be around you.
Yeah. And my intentions may have changed, but guess what? Your intentions may have changed towards me.
Exactly.
You're like,
you may have met me and on paper, you thought I was it. Yeah. I was that dude. And then you started to hang out and you're like, not so much.
I'll just smash. I'll be
and
good.
Then you do that and the sex is trash for a woman. You're like, well, damn, I don't like him as a dude and the sex is trash. I'm out, And so there's really no reason for you to stick around.
Yeah.
And he's broke. There's really no reason to stick around. You're like, he's losing on all fronts.
Right. Donut.
Yeah.
Donut.
You just lost, dude. You ain't cool.
Right.
Your sex is trash and you're broke. Chances are she's probably not for you. And you probably ain't for anybody.
You need some fixings.
You need to fix your shit.
We go to a mechanic.
Oh man, dude, this was a funny episode, man. We're gonna probably have to have a round 2 of this and bring some ladies on to have this conversation to see their thoughts. But I'm curious to see what people are gonna say about this one, man. It's I was getting a lot of feedback from that post I did, and I was like, let me just see if we open it up to the masses who's.
Yeah.
And to get more than just my opinion. You're talking to me, a single dude, and Coach, a married guy. But games don't.
Yeah. They
don't stop.
They don't stop.
It's just how you play these games and who's on the receiving, who you're playing against.
Yeah.
Are you playing with each other? Or are you playing against each other? And that's what it's all about.
I don't think people really address that.
No.
They don't really, and they don't really understand that.
People get married and they still play games against each other, which, it's 20 years down the road and you're like, shit, we're still playing games because I got to trick her into this, or I got to trick him into that. No, that's just stupid. Anyway, Coach, man, where they going to find you, man?
Man, they are going to find me at Coach KJ Knows on Instagram and CoachKJ.com.
And you're going to find me at Leonel Hunt on Instagram. You're going to find me at huntspine.com. You'll also be able to find me at thehuntfoundation.org. Coach and I both, SOE_podcast. Y'all got to look out for this. Every week we go live. on Wednesdays on Saturdays. Saturdays at 11
What
we
day
go
is that?
live. Wednesdays the podcast comes out. And everything Coach and Doc you'll see on podcastsoe.com.
Send us questions. Send us questions. We would love to hear from you.
And we will answer them.
will
whether we
answer
do them
them.
live on the podcast or on the live.
Yeah. We're gonna attach them. Let's go.
Let's ride. All right, y'all. Peace. We out.